Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Humam and I'm here to talk about real estate and bidding with the government. Before we jump into that, why should I talk about this topic? First of all, there's so much money in real estate. We all know that. Real estate is one of the investments that is a lifelong term, whether it's for businesses, individuals, or the government. Before we also get into that, I specifically really wanted to speak about this topic myself. I worked in the past with 7 Square, that is a company for real estate with AI. So I kind of got a good grasp of this topic myself. But what do we really mean by real estate? Whether it's storage units, warehouses, short term rentals, or long term leases, hotels, or of course office buildings, those are all things we can consider real estate to work with the government with. So let's talk about the realities of bidding with the government regarding real estate. First thing first, do you really want to be a realtor? No, you don't actually. You don't need to get your license. You don't need your real estate license. You don't need to be a real estate agent, or you don't even need to work with a broker themselves. What do you need? You do need access to suitable property in proper permission with these properties. So that is why it's very important to develop relationships with property owners, underlying owners, to gain access to their listings. Now, why do good bids fail? We hear this a lot with real estate. A lot of good bids fail. First thing first, it could be the perfect property. Your property that you pitch to the government could be the one. However, you also have a great proposal and everything hits the compliance mark, checks mark, everything, and you did your homework. So why did this good bid fail? Odds are the price is too high. Most rejections happen when your bid exceeds market rates. This is not an industry, and I'll talk about this more later, but government agencies with real estate, they really prefer and prioritize competitive pricing above most other factors. Now, that's why strategic pricing wins bids. It's not about maximizing the profit. That's exactly what I was going to talk about. This is not an industry where you can triple your profit margins, especially real estate and government contracting. So if you go to the market research and you find a pricing listed for, let's say, $1 million, what you want to really give it to the government is $999. But how can you really hit the nail with the pricing? It would be the smart shopping method, is what I call it, where you research past award prices before making a decision. If other people bid and it won, why do you really want to reinvent the wheel? No, actually, use that knowledge, use the other people's researches to your advantage. So you can use the GSA lease award data to set competitive pricing, or you can use SAM search for AI market research. GSA is the General Service Administration. It's a website provided by the US government. So you can get on here and see the past performances, past awards, and what they won. If you have a subscription with SAM Search, you can actually just go find a leasing or real estate opportunity. And at the bottom, you will be able to find all the relevant award notices related to this opportunity, and you can click on them and read more. So use these tools to your advantages so you don't fall into the mistakes that I personally fell in or other people in the industry fell in. With the GSA website, you can see past awards for office spaces really, and with these past performances, you will be able to see what the government paid for per square foot. So that would be super useful for understanding what they are willing to pay. Now, what you also really want to put in your perspective that just because it's real estate does not mean the government is throwing money around for those listings. They are budget conscious when it comes to real estate and they're strategic, so be very realistic with your pricing. And here's a very often question that we get: to lease or to sell? Here's something to think about. What makes more sense to the government? Renting a space for 10 years or buying the property outright? For long-term commercial leases, long-term is 10 years plus, ownership might be smarter for them, and that could be your opportunity, especially if the building owner is open to buying. You can make a sale price. Say the owner is asking for $10 million. You offer it to the government at $12 million. That's the margin. That's your profit. In that $2 million, of course, you will have some fees to pay, some paperwork, your proposal. All that fees are coming right outside of your margin. But it's a decent, reasonable amount that you can bid on with the government. But how do you secure permission with the owners? For commercial properties, you do need permission from the property owner or the manager. I myself try to get that permission in writing or by email, just to make sure I always have it if anything goes right. Again, you do not need a broker. You do not need to go through LoopNet or any other website. You do not need your license. You do need to get to know the owner. So cut the middleman, it's you and the owner themselves. But here's the deal. You need to actually talk to them very professionally. Why is that? Because to them, you are just a stranger trying to arbitrage their building to the federal government, which can honestly feel a bit weird from the owner's perspective. So bring your A game, be clear, be professional, know your stuff, prepare your professional pitch beforehand. Try to prepare as much as possible as if you were bidding, because if they ask you, you need to have your answer like that. And feel free to negotiate the terms with them. Outline the benefits and responsibilities for all the parties involved. You also need to be careful for the no CUAs, or the contractor use agreements. And if that's the case, if they have these, simply I would suggest you move on. There's a lot more opportunities out there that don't have these agreements and regulations. So why waste your time and money with these opportunities? So the same tool and here's a quick way to find if they have CUAs or no, to eliminate the ones that you don't really need right away. So the same tool that we use for market research, we can just ask the chat feature on the side if there are any CUAs for this opportunity, and right away it tells us there are no specific contractor unique attributes for this opportunity right away. Well, it is a source sought and a request for information rather than a solicitation, so we might need to check another one. However, so far in the source sought, there are not any CUAs. And another thing the government will most likely ask for are the site visits, obviously. Now you don't have to be there physically, but someone does to let the government tour the place. So plan ahead for the site visits. And to know all the information about the site visit details as well, you can use the same chat method to ask for all these site visit details. So as we see here, we asked for the site visit details and it just told us all this information regarding the site visit, and we're gonna take notes of all of that. And we can also generate the proposal for it, knowing that we are available to and tour the site visit for this solicitation. Speaking of site visits, location matters a lot. Make sure your location is not where the government does not want to see itself. So not near cannabis shops, not near cigar lounges, not near liquor or weapon stores. These locations are an automatic no. Even if you have your store, even if you have your property near a cigar shop, that could eliminate you. Yes, cigar is legal. I myself smoke a cigar. Let me grab it actually. Here we got a few nice cigars that we got from the Dominican Republic, I believe. So make sure your store or your property is not by where they sell these, as much as y'all like them, the government does not. So put them away. You can obviously use tools like Google Maps to research everything and or Google Earth and zoom in, make sure the property and the surroundings of the property all hit your check marks before you go on to place that bid. One thing to know with the real estate contracts, that it does take some time. Some contracts do not start until 2026, 2027. So make sure the building owner understands that timeline. Make sure you understand that timeline, and you might not see a return for your investment for 1 to 2 years, and that is normal. It is business. So make sure you have the patience and collections and calm to be able to run your real estate business. Again, I did speak a lot. I might have make it sound more complex than what it is. At the end of the day, real estate is a service that you are offering to the federal government. If you're smart, creative, and professional, you can absolutely win contracts in this space. And if you're just starting to begin with smaller opportunities, I would advise you, so maybe go with storage units. They have a low barrier to entry with minimal requirements. Warehouse spaces, high demand for government storage and operations, so you can locate these warehouses, pitch them to the government. Office spaces, graduate to larger contracts as you gain experiences. And lastly, hotels and short stays. Those are great for agencies with temporary space needs. All of that, the most important thing is to just start. That's the most important thing. Where do you start? I recommend you, for example, going to the tools like I was just showing you earlier, SAM Search, to also locate your real estate contracts using their AI powered search. So you can just look up leasing contracts with the Department of Defense, for example, and you will find leasing contracts with the Department of Defense right away. So they're looking for vehicle leases right here, but we can say if we want to look for storage units, we have ones right here that we can again ask SAM Search AI for it, generate a proposal for it, and I won't show you everything because I will let you go do the experiment yourself. And again, use the free tools offered by the government like the GSA website. And as always, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. I'm trying to get to 150 subscribers by end of this month, so please hit the subscribe button. And remember, everything is possible if you put your mind to it. Happy bidding. Take your time. Ciao.